I love various styles of music, and one thing I like to do is blending two different genres together. One day I was browsing through YouTube, I found this electronic song, and then I thought to myself, what would this sound like if this were a lo-fi song? My name is Marquee, musician, rapper, record producer, unashamed Christ follower, and today I'm going to show you how I turned this electronic song into a lo-fi beat.
Marquee Productions.
So like I said, I was just browsing through YouTube and I found this electronic group that I was familiar with, and then I took one of their melodies, sampled it, and then turned it into a lo-fi song. And I'm going to break down what I did today. But before we get into that, I need you to do me a really quick favor. If you like seeing videos like this where I break down my creative process, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. If you enjoy seeing these types of videos, that'll help you see more of them, and then it will help people like you get to see more content like this. And I probably should have said this before, this is my song, At Home. This song is available on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Amazon Music, pretty much anywhere and everywhere that you listen to music. So now I'm going to open up the file and show you how I made my song, At Home. During the week that I made the song, I was experimenting with sampling, and one really fun thing that I like about sampling is finding songs that are kind of obscure, a little weird, and then seeing what I can turn it into. So I was browsing through songs on YouTube, and I found this melody is from an electronic group called Boards of Canada. I've listened to a lot of their stuff before, but I wasn't familiar with this song. So I got the song, and then I chopped off the portion of it that I actually wanted to use in this track, pitched it down a little bit, I adjusted the tempo, and here's what we ended up with. It's like some weird synthy or flute type thing. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it sounded cool. And of course, after putting a couple more effects on it, it made it really sound like it was lo-fi. Other than percussion, most of the other tracks in this song are actually guitar. Funny thing about this guitar in particular, it's a nylon string guitar. I actually originally got this specific guitar because I had to audition to get into the college that I originally planned on going to. So within a couple of months, I had to learn how to play classical guitar, and I'm not classically trained at all. So I learned a lot within a short amount of time, but I didn't learn really enough to be proficient. So I auditioned, I bombed it, and for a while after that I was upset and I didn't even touch this guitar for several months. And then one day I thought, you know what, I have it, why not start using it? And now this guitar has ended up being in a lot of the lo-fi songs that I've worked on recently. So here's the first part that I laid down for the song. It definitely took me multiple takes to try to get that correct. And usually one thing I find myself doing a lot is I don't just have one guitar in there, I normally layer it and play other parts to complement it. So here's another part that I played. If it looks like I'm holding the guitar weirdly, it's because I am. I don't actually hold it like that when I play for real. A couple weeks ago, someone actually left a comment saying that I need to start showing my fingers on the neck of the guitar in natural shot, which makes sense. So now I'm just trying to actually get them in the right angle. So after I play that part, I wanted to make it sound more interesting in the mix, so I added on some good old RC20. Here's what it sounds like after I put some effects on it. If you're familiar with the plugin, it's got a little bit of noise on it, a very tiny bit of distortion, and some bit crusher. So especially when I'm making an instrumental song that doesn't have lyrics, I try to make the song not sound like a loop and switch different parts up to make it sound a lot more interesting. So those guitars that I just played are only playing in the verse, and these next two guitars play in the chorus. Here's one of them. And of course I needed to make it sound more interesting, so I added on some RC20. Here's what it sounds like with the plugin on it. I've got that wobble effect on it to make it sound like it's detuned, which to me really does add to that lo-fi characteristic. And then the next guitar part was meant to complement it, and here's what that sounds like. So both of those parts might sound boring on their own, but they're actually meant to be doing a call and response type of thing, where it sounds like one guitar is saying one thing and then the next guitar is pretty much responding to that. So here's what these guitars sound like together. They make more sense when played in the full context of the song. It sounds cool, just trust me. So the guitars are cool, but of course I needed a couple more instruments to fill up some more space within the track. So I found this pad and I played these really two simple chords. And this is more so an instrument that's in the background. You'll normally want some of the instruments to be the highlight of the song, to be stuff that's very easily heard, and then other times you'll want something that's more in the background, that's more just adding a layer. You may not be able to hear it as easily as some of the other instruments, but if you take it out, it sounds empty. So the pad was taken in, I guess, more like the lower mids, so I wanted to add something with those chords that was a little brighter, that you could also hear easier. So I took those exact same chords and I played them on a Rhodes piano. Simple enough. And last but not least, the last instrument that I played on this MIDI keyboard, and probably the easiest thing I played, the bass. All it's doing is playing the root notes of the chords that I played on the Rhodes and the pad. And one cool thing that I did on this track was that I played it, but I didn't have it ring out the entire time. So it takes a second to rest and the bass isn't ringing the entire time. So it'll play, stop, play again, stop. It gives the song like a second to catch its breath and then start going again. Here's the drum group that I played for this track. Like most of my lo-fi tracks, most of the instruments are not quantized at all, and those are pretty much all the elements that are in the song. And now I'm going to give you a preview of the song with all of the elements coming together, and if you would like to hear the full version of the song, you can go click down in the description below, as well as the cards. And now here's a preview of my song, At Home. Thank you for watching this video. If you like what you've seen today, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you know whenever I upload new videos. Also, be sure to visit my website, marqueeproductions.com, where you'll be able to check out my music, my beats, my sample kits, my merchandise, and my mixing, mastering, and consulting services. Now go down in the comment section below and let me know what other genres of music would sound cool if they were flipped into a lo-fi song. My name is Marquee Productions. God bless.